What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World, and my pal Heather. I don't know why I do that. I did it one time before, and it sounded funny, like an echo. Anyway, what is going on with me today, Heather? I don't know. I'm lost.
I don't know, sir.
A new week of entertainment picks, Heather. Some cool stuff coming up. Some stuff we can talk about, can't talk about. But it's the summertime. Y'all should also be out enjoying the weather, but maybe put some sunscreen on because destroying the world and it will fry your brains. I don't know. What else is going on with you, Heather? Are you staying inside and staying cool? And what are you watching?
I'm actually not staying inside. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
That's good.
We kind of hit a point where we realize that there's stuff that we want to do versus, like we're Lego people. So as an example, like we spend hundreds of dollars on Legos, but we realize that, we could be spending hundreds of dollars on like things. And so like we're looking at like going scuba diving and a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Experiences.
So, experiences instead. I'm not saying that I have hundreds of dollars, by the way. That's not what I'm saying in this economy. But it's so what we've been doing is we've been kind of trying to figure out what experiences, like how we want to live our lives. So we've been going out a lot.
I love that. I love that for you. That's awesome. Yes. I do spend my money on things as well as experiences. I try to, balance that, especially family, to do all that. So I feel you on that, but don't be, I wouldn't say upset with yourself or just feel wrong that you're spending money on Legos and stuff like that.
No, it's
cool. I still feel cool about everything behind me.
You know me, I'm a comic retailer. Like I buy comics, but it's one of those where it's when you have to budget and when you live on a budget, giving yourself expectations is something that's important. And like, I love watching movies. I love going to the movies, but like, $50, $50. What can I do with that? What are my options? And I think that's realistic. If you want to go spend $50 on comics, go spend $50 on comics. If you want to spend $50 on, saving up to go to Europe, do it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. So
completely agree. And actually, I'm happy you also brought that up because one of the things I did since we last talked was I went out to see Inside Out 2 again because my family, my wife and my daughter are all about the last Inside Out film. You and I had the opportunity to, screen it prior to. And when I was purchasing those tickets, and it's been a while since I bought tickets in a while, I was like, I'm dropping like 70 something and change popcorn plus all of that. But the tickets alone was like $70 something. And I'm like, damn, like,
there was a great
crazy out here. And I really thought about how we do our reviews and our picks because, and you've been making these statements online, which I appreciate. And it's real shit. Excuse my language, y'all. But people are out here trying to survive and live. If we suggest something, we should be on point and be real about everything because I don't want y'all to be upset with me or Heather. Like we pick something and they'll be like, man, I dropped X amount of dollars on such and such and like, damn you to hell NRW. Like, yeah, it was real stuff. I thought about like, man, because it's been a minute since I've been with the family out to see movies because generally, we've been screening things and have that, blessing, and privilege. So it hit me in the head a little bit, Heather. Hit me in the head.
There was a great conversation with the Deadpool Wolverine tickets that came out. A lot of people do save up money and they only go to big blockbusters because that's just where their money can be. And what you saw is a lot of people that hadn't been to the movie theater since last blockbuster season, which is of course the summer. And they're like, why am I spending $60 on 2 tickets? And that's an incredibly valid question. So when we tell you to go see a movie, that's why we will usually be like, if this is a movie that you should see in a large audience, we will tell you, and we'll be very honest. Is it something that it's worth it? And we will also be very honest on if we tell you that you should stream it. Like every single movie has an audience. We're not saying don't watch it, but we're also the first people to be like, we wouldn't, if we did not have the wonderful opportunity to have what we have, we would not be going out there because I know I have had just unfortunately it is what it is. I have had less opportunity to see screenings lately just because of distances. And so I've had to buy movies and it's like that's just ticking. That's just ticking out down my bank account. So
Yeah, I feel you on that, Heather. And thank you for being that vocal advocate for those that are making these decisions. And I know for myself, I'm going to be a lot more cognizant when I, spout out about the films I'm loving or hating, to just, be real in certain respects about the buying public. But I'm also going to be, professional. If I love things, I'm going to love it.
Mhm.
Like, I know Tuesday dropped last week. A beautiful film, wonderful film. But it's not going to be for everybody. From Julia Louis-Dreyfus, you could probably screen that film, but I think it's also so very creative and so well done that I think the cast and the crew and everybody that put that film together deserve the dollars, so that way we can get more films like this to continue to revamp the industry and have such great film work. So it's kind of hard to budget those dollars and recommendations and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try and kind of focus on certain respects to that in the future when we discuss and pick these films, because it's important. But also don't want to be holden by that, because everybody's way they expend their money and realities are different than a lot. So just kind of keep it on the top of the radar when we do these things. But I appreciate you for being also that vocal advocate for the people of the world that, again, don't always have that capability. So let's start off then, I guess, Heather, with something that people can stream at home if they don't want to go out and they're paying those. And that's another thing, man. Services, Hulu, Prime Video, Netflix, Disney Plus. There's so many out there. While you have free ones like Tubi and such. What do you really want to spend your money on? But I think with this first pick, you actually had the pleasure of screening this one, Heather. So I kind of threw it in here because it's such a great film and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Let's talk about Cult Massacre, One Day in Jonestown, coming to Hulu. Let's check out the trailer, Heather.
It is a series, by the way.
Oh, series. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I had never been so
It's like three
in my life.
films.
I would do anything for Jim Jones.
How do you account for such an avid following?
I'm dedicated to my people.
We need to develop our own
I
society.
kissed the boy at the top. That's a fun segue.
There's not a day that goes by that you don't think of some parts of it.
My dad became cruel. We became numb to it.
Blasphemy to talk about going back.
There's no way out. If we can't live in peace, then let's die in peace.
As we're flying in, it looked like clothes laying on the ground.
No more pain now. No more pain.
Wild. Yo, this one is something. I remember when the stories came out about all that, and it's still kind of hard. I'd hate to be a relative, and then you continue to see that image, and you have somebody that's there. Just difficult. I know you have words for this, and we have your review on the channel, Heather.
Yeah,
but go see the review, obviously.
it's not a long one. I'm one of those people that after 7 minutes, 7 minutes of talking to yourself, it's signs of insanity. So I don't keep any of my reviews very long. But it's one of those where what we have seen in documentary filmmaking is a turning point in talking about the victimizer and more talking about from the victims. And so it was really interesting to hear and see the emotional impacts of the actual survivors of the family members. There's one who has been in other documentaries. His son has been in a lot of documentaries, but there's one specific victim. You could really feel her frustration when she was on the plane with the senator who passed away, and it was just like, I tried to talk to them. I tried to tell them this, and they did not believe me. These people are still feeling the trauma to this day, and we're finally giving the victims across multiple situations voices. So it's not about Jim Jones anymore. It's about the victims. It's those he hurt, and their families. And it's a great point. It's a great turning point in documentaries, is that we're not talking about the serial killer. We're talking about the people they killed. So.
That's awesome. I love that, because it's their lives that we should really be all about, and the lives that they could have lived. So powerful. Thank you, Heather. Everybody check out Heather's review of Cult Massacre, available on the channel right now. We have some other projects hitting our theaters. And again, I think one of them will hopefully have a review out soon. The other one we already have a review. We're going to get to it. The first pick, I'm sorry. Exercise those last bit of comments from your brains now, because the first pick I'm coming out the gate with is featuring Russell Crowe, and it's called The Exorcism. You like that, Link?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I really have popcorn in my teeth.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's a job coming to me off the back of somebody else's tragedy.
Wow.
Bad, huh?
So what's with the stage? Have you forgotten what kind of movie we're making?
Set. Action.
Lord have mercy.
All kinds of messed up stuff happened when they were making movies like The Omen or The Exorcist. And the guy your dad replaced? Everything's cursed.
With my father's voice.
Tony, it's okay. You're okay, all right?
How did I get out of here?
So you're blacking out again? What is it this time?
This is something else.
He's off his meds. He's erratic. Father, what do I do?
I was saved once. Didn't believe that it could happen again.
Can he be saved?
It's not worth saving, and you know it.
I know you're afraid. Me too. It's all right to be afraid. Have faith. He will protect his children. When it happens, run.
Okay. Okay. We never react to this one, and that kind of I'm like in there. I guess because it mixes like they're talking about Exorcist type films in it that like kind of caught my attention instead of just like a regular Exorcist, style. It's like inside itself, right? I don't know. It just grabbed me. How about you, Heather?
Hasn't Russell Crowe played like a priest who did exorcisms?
I thought so too, because I was like, hold on, and then wait a minute.
That's when you went into it, I was just like, is this like a prequel or a continuation? But I think it was his movie was based off of a true story. I don't remember which movie it was, but it's one of those where I'm curious because it's you hear all these rumors, all these things about other movies that have happened and how people are literally cursed when they work on these types of films. So I like that they're coming at it from that angle. Whether that's a good angle, I'm not really sure.
True.
But I do like that they're playing on this classic internalized rumor mill of a movie trope. Because why not? We haven't had a movie like that before yet.
Yeah, it grabbed me. To be honest, I wasn't expecting much. I thought it was because we saw. I feel like we already had an Exorcist, like you said, film with Russell Crowe, and like, didn't we have this film? And I guess, like you said, part 2. Like, okay, they got me. I'm happy I made it a pick because there's kind of slim pickings this week, y'all. So I was like, I'm intrigued. I want to see this one. All right. The Exorcism. Y'all stay tuned. We'll see if we may have some stuff happening with that. I may reach out because they got me. They grabbed me. I'm in it. Hopefully it was, just good vibes, not like stuff from the beyond. Anyway, next pick out the gate from Magnolia Pictures. This woman, June Squibb, is taking over our summer.
You need to still send me this.
And I plan to. So we'll talk on it. June Squibb. some nostalgia, if you will, if you're familiar with it. Anyway, Thelma, along with Richard Roundtree, Parker Posey, and Fred Hetchinger. Let's check out the trailer. I got you, Heather.
What's your plan?
I'm going to do a review.
The usual. Hello?
Grandma!
Danny? You sound so strange.
I'm in jail.
Oh, my God.
Mail $10,000 to this address.
$10,000?
How did you think this was real?
Mom, you thought it was real, too.
Oh, my God. She was very convincing.
Well, she was scared, your mother. We were all scared.
I wasn't quite as scared, just for the record.
You gotta tell the police.
They're no use.
They contact people at random using telephone listings and social networking sites.
Like Facebook?
Sure, by Facebook.
Well, shouldn't Zuckerberg be able to fix this? What about my money? Am I supposed to just let them have it?
I'm gonna get it back.
I need a ride.
My mother is at large.
Why are we stopping at malls?
To get a gun.
Do you even know how to use it?
How hard can it be? Idiots use them all the time.
God.
Things happen to people as they age. Weird, crazy things.
We're old, diminished. The least we can do is take care of each other.
She's a tough cookie.
When she sets her mind to something, there's no stopping her.
My grandson's parked a block away. I don't have much time.
You left your grandson in the car?
Well, he's 24. We all have our good days and our bad days.
And what's today?
We'll find out.
Grandma?
Hello?
No, sorry. I'm just looking for my grandma. Sorry.
All right, hitting theaters this week from Magnolia Pictures, Thelma. What do you think, Heather?
We literally just did a reaction to this trailer like 3.5 days ago.
We did.
It looks really cute. It looks a lot of fun. I like, once again, I've said this a couple of times. I like that they're just letting generations be generations. Honestly, I was very lucky. I got to talk to Mark Singer. For any of you nerds, for all of you nerds out there, because it's our primary demographic. I got to talk to the Beastmaster himself. And one thing that him and I talked about was that they let him be his age in an action film. Like that's something that is so important nowadays. We need to stop this concept of a stagnant age of beauty just to keep things going. Let people be older. It's okay. And we've got some great comedians, some who have had decades of history of great work, getting to be themselves at their age. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
Definitely. I actually had the pleasure of screening this film, and hopefully Heather will be able to screen it so we can have a review up by the end of the week for it. It is very sweet. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to spoil, but to all the points that Heather said, this may not be a film for you if you're not interested in watching older people kind of just do their thing and be themselves. But I love to see it because it's something different with all the things I have to screen all the time. So I quite enjoyed it. But stay tuned for our full review. Thelma, just a very sweet film. And June Squibb is just our hearts. She's taking over summer. See her as nostalgia in Inside Out too as well. But yes, Thelma is coming to theaters from Magnolia Pictures this weekend, and also coming out this week. My top pick, and probably will be in my top 5, if not top 10, if it's not in the top 3 right now. Of films of the year for me. My full review is available on the channel with my pal Anthony Francis from Film Threat, as well as Screen Comment and Movie Review. Talking Bikeriders, y'all. New film with Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, and Tom Hardy. Let's check out the trailer. Here we go. Right now. Here we go.
There we go.
I'm thinking of starting a writing club. Why? All those clubs do is sit around talking about motorcycles. That's what we do.
You don't belong nowhere else, so they belong together. But you're the man in charge.
I'm Johnny. We're the Vandals.
I'm Ben.
I like you guys.
Your boyfriends are getting into trouble.
What the hell were you thinking back there?
Nothing. I saw you squaring off with them guys. What do I need to think for?
Yeah, you and me, kid.
Johnny always loved Benny.
This is our family.
Forever.
Hey! Told you to take that jacket off.
You'd have to kill me to get this jacket off.
I don't want any trouble here.
Then I'll let you leave. What about the bar?
Burn it down.
We gotta go.
Nah, we don't. You're scared of us. These young guys, they ain't gonna follow nobody except somebody who can hold their own.
The club is changing. A lot of drugs, gambling.
Is that who we are now?
You can't have him, he's mine. If he keeps riding, he's gonna die one way or another.
I need you.
Some people would rather crash than slow down.
All right, there you go. Heather, what do you think of the Bikeriders?
It looks like a lot of fun. It really does. My husband is a lot more interested in seeing this than me. Not that this is a guys movie or anything, but he's a big motorcycle guy.
Oh, okay.
So with that being said, he's really excited for this movie, and I'm curious enough that I would say that it's, I'm invested. But it looks interesting. Looks like it might be a little gorier than a lot of people might assume. But I think we talked about this during at one point. Gorier?
Oh, yeah. I was like, did you say gorier?
Yeah,
I would say it's not that bloody.
Okay. Like it looks like one of those where you see what a bicycle gang will do, and often a gang is a gang. Like that's the word. Not to say that's a bad thing. I love action movies. So, but it's. I think we've talked about this before. One of the reviews I was seeing that it's a really good thing for people who kind of miss shows like Sons of Anarchy. Like this is a good kind of hole filler for your heart. And so I'm curious, definitely curious.
All right. Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, we have my review along with Anthony Francis. He joined me to talk all things the Bikeriders. And like I said earlier, probably going to be in the top 10. I thought it was a great film, a good story from top to tails. The actors really did their thing. The cinematography, the way everything was shot, based on true events, as you saw, the early stages of this biker gang. And yeah, really well done. I thought every actor did their job. Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, but Jodie Comer, she killed it. Was amazing. And yeah, I enjoyed the film, and I would recommend it. And I'm not a biker guy, so even if for those non-biker people, for the biker people, oh, you're gonna love this film. For the non-bikers, I think you'll dig it. It had like vibes of like Scarface, Goodfellas, that kind of gangster stuff, because like you said, Heather, gangs. But there's not a lot of blood, not a lot of guts or anything like that. But it's just like that camaraderie, that brotherhood, and how things kind of built up from nothing. It's, yeah, you kind of go on that journey, and I enjoyed it to that aspect. But there you go, y'all. Those are the picks. Cult Massacre, The Exorcism, Thelma, and the Bikeriders. What am I scoring this week, Heather?
I didn't even think about the score. Sorry. I think this week is a good thumbs up. Are there things that I might not be running to? Absolutely. But are there things that I definitely want to see? Yes. I think everything is a yes. How quickly I see it,
Exactly, because as we said earlier, tickets can be a little pricey, and I understand now that I'm living in the real world when I'm taking my family out. I don't see it as much because I will spend some money on food. Like I am a foodie. I'm a restaurant. I love going to restaurants. I'll drop 500 in a night sometimes, if not more. Like, and there you go. And off to the next restaurant. I'm like cool with it, but $20, $30 like on a ticket, like what? Crazy. Anyway, Heather, appreciate you as always, y'all. If you're checking out these films, or if you're excited for them, let's talk about them in the comments below. If we missed something, let's chat about that as well. But there you go, another episode. We got a lot of stuff on the channel. Heather just did interviews with Nikki Lay and Mark Singer for this new film, Agent of Recon. I also spoke with the writer-director of Agent of Recon as well, Derek Ting. Go check out those interviews. A lot of Juneteenth coverage. I talked to, as of this recording, the head of DE&I, Shola Winley, with Major League Soccer. They're doing the I Am Number 19 campaign. Again, shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there. Everybody, it's an amazing time. It's summertime. A lot of stuff in entertainment to check out. We'll be talking about it. You'll see it on the channel. But there's also, the world out there. Go out there and enjoy it. Live it. Get those experiences down like Heather and I are doing. And yeah, we'll do our best to help guide you as well along the way, and put on some sunscreen so it doesn't fry up everything else. A lot of sunscreen and water. Very important. We're out.